Welcome back. Let me just begin by quickly saying that I welcome everyone's opinion in the Prince world. Whether we agree or disagree, we show passion, knowledge, enthusiasm and dedication to that unrivaled genius from Minneapolis. We all want what's best for his work, his legacy and the ongoing appreciation of his remarkable music. For those who have missed it, this week the Prince Estate released a set of $130 silk scarves, and the reaction from the Prince community was, well, not great, to put it mildly. Let me be clear, the scarves were part of a bigger malaise. Yes, the scarf designs had issues: a parade era scarf with a new Power Soul symbol, a purple rain scarf with a symbol totally unrelated to their era. Now add to this the frustration in delays to releasing new vault material and super deluxe sets, and it adds to a growing feeling that the estate has stalled. There are various explanations for this. Some people point to the settling of Prince's estate into essentially two finely balanced halves, the huge primary wave half and the remaining Prince relatives. Other people will talk to you about how the Netflix documentary due next year may be holding up some of his estate plans, and is now a documentary that has huge and important anticipation and expectation tied to it. Others will just shake their heads and urge you to look at the huge amount of material that's seen the light of day and argue that fans are being demanding or ungrateful or even owning an unwarranted sense of entitlement. Some comments state that the Prince estate doesn't really owe us anything, and neither does Prince. Now, forgive me, and I certainly don't mean to offend anyone. This is simply my opinion. However, I feel I want to make a few things clear about how I view things. To start with, no one, and I mean no one, and I cannot emphasize this enough, no one is demanding anything from Prince, and absolutely no one is criticizing Prince in this situation. Prince created the greatest collection of music, I believe, from any artist, and his genius is undisputed. But let's be clear on three things. One, the estate isn't Prince. Prince isn't the estate. They are very, very different propositions. Two, we are all here for Prince's work, and we will be the first to praise great, innovative, thoughtful projects created with care. We will buy them, share our love for them. We have a staggeringly great information sharing network via social media for all things Prince. Three, we care. That's true passion. That's emotional connection, and emotional connection is the utter core of Prince's music. He touches souls. Now, Prince was always pushing people he worked with to be better, to do more, do things outside their comfort zone. Yes, us fans are not Prince, but neither is the estate. Do you know the worst kind of fans for the estate? Uninterested ones, ones that don't care. We care. We strive, we praise the things we like, and more importantly, we dig deeply into our pockets for them, even in times of economic difficulty. Now, not that long ago, the Prince estate was the envy of all estates, so much so that other estates were actually having to defend themselves against the charge they should be emulating the Prince estate. However, they cannot rest on their laurels. Prince never did. Let me be clear, the Prince estate doesn't owe us anything. They owe Prince. They owe Prince the duty to create a legacy that does this singular artist proud. They owe Prince care, attention to detail, passion, enthusiasm, and innovative creativity to each project. They owe Prince a huge debt of thanks, as we all do, to the relentless creativity his life embraced. They owe Prince the obligation to shine a light on every aspect, every diamond of his career. The work is already there. Prince created it. For me, this is the analogy. Imagine Vincent van Gogh or Picasso or Monet dies, and you are a museum, and you are left thousands of unseen artworks created by these masters. And to celebrate this, you decide you're going to release a shopping bag with the artwork on it, or even a scarf. Is it part of the whole picture? Yes, certainly. Does it help to bring in a little money? Definitely. But it's a periphery item. To quote Prince, why settle for a star when you can have the sun? Prince sets incredibly high standards, and his fans set incredibly high standards for the estate, but it's an act of love. a cherishing of the man who brought us here, a man who collected an incredibly diverse group of people from all backgrounds, races, religions and nations under one distinct belief. In funk, we trust. We are made better people by Prince's work. One comment stated that box sets do not replace Prince. This is a straw man argument. No one is trying to replace him. We're trying to celebrate him. We feel his loss deeply, painfully every day. We just want to tell the world about this genius. Let the estate just give us the tools to do that. The pandemic, in many ways, limited some aspects of the estate, but I would argue that actually it created the perfect storm for the estate to do something innovative and recreate the new Power Generation Music Club. It's a website. It can be done remotely. Springsteen has endless concerts for download on his site. It is bizarre that Prince, the greatest live performer of all time, doesn't have something similar. Another comment stated that Prince had given his entire life to give us music and that it felt weird to demand it from him in death. I would argue the true shame would be to squander what he gave and what he left us. The estate have an important role, but they are midwives. They didn't create the music. They didn't nurture the music. They are there simply to ensure it is released safely. It has been 2,407 days since Prince transcended. At that time, Barack Obama was US President and the UK hadn't voted to leave the European Union. It's been a long 6 years of lawyer bills and painfully protracted delays. The estate had built up a growing momentum, a rising tide of improvement from project to project. We cannot let it slip now. If you were late on the beat in Prince's band, you would be looking at a fine from that week's pay. The estate have to satisfy different groups. The die-hard fans, who, whilst not numbering a huge amount of people, are the people who will buy large super deluxe sets and drop hundreds or even thousands on Prince items. There is also the casual fan who can be lured into the Prince circle via t-shirts and Prince tracks included in movies or concerts on Netflix. But above all, they have one master, Prince, and we cannot afford to let him down. Thank you. Sorry for the rant.